Hey guys, it's Kelly and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little different, but very exciting because I am sitting down to talk about a topic that's very important to me and likely some of you, and that is buying a family vehicle on a budget. Cars are more expensive than ever, interest rates are out of control, and the $400 payment, especially for a family, seems daunting, almost impossible, but I am here to bring you my tips and tricks for getting a car payment under $400, including which vehicles I would recommend that would fit that bill. If this is your first time joining me, hey, I'm Kelly and I'm the Car Mom. I review cars for moms and for families. I'm a mom of 3, almost 4, and I'm a certified child passenger safety tech. I'm also a former car salesperson, and my family has very deep automotive roots. My parents currently own 5 car dealerships in the St. Louis area. So I know all about buying and selling and family cars and all the things, and we're gonna put it all together in this video and bring you family cars under $400 a month. So the key to a $400 payment is finding a car that's a good value. And right now, the good values are in the pre-owned market. I love pre-owned cars, and I suggest them to just about everybody. You're getting a great car at a lower price. I mean, what's not to love about pre-owned vehicles? The only con of a pre-owned car right now, especially an older one, is the interest rates are going to be higher. However, for the most part, the cost of the higher interest rate still offsets the lower price of the car. So before we get into the cars I recommend, let's talk about the benefits of used cars. And I'm not talking slightly used. I'm talking cars with maybe 100,000 plus miles on them and why I think they're still a really good investment. So it's true, pre-owned vehicles depreciate slower, and that means they're a better investment. On average, a new car can lose up to 30% of its value in just the first year. The benefit of buying a used car is that a lot of that depreciation hit has already happened. So one, it makes the car more affordable, but it also means now the car is going to depreciate slower. So if you're a person who likes to get new cars frequently, maybe every 3 or 4 years, actually shopping pre-owned is the way to do that. If you buy a 2017, drive it for 3 years, and then go to trade it in, it has lost a lot less of its value than if you were to do the same thing with a new car. I also think used cars, especially used cars with high mileage, actually show how good of proven reliability that vehicle has. Listen, new cars have a ton of problems. It is not a secret. They have more technology, they have more recalls, and you just never really know what you're getting. But a used car with 80,000 miles on it, that's a pretty good sign of proven reliability, especially when you can cross-reference it with things like the Carfax, the auto checks, and any service records that are available. Additionally, cars are designed to last a very long time. The average car should easily make it to 200,000 miles. Now, I'm not saying you're not gonna have to put any money into it. Of course you are. You gotta keep these things running. But manufacturers include 200,000 mile maintenance requirements in their owner's manual, and they do that because they expect the car to get to 200,000 miles. So if I'm looking at a Chevy Traverse with 80,000 miles on it that's had no problems and it was well maintained, or a brand new one, which one's more likely to make it to 100,000 miles with no issues? Probably the one that hasn't had any issues so far. So just something to think about as you're shopping higher mileage. Don't be scared of high mileage cars. Just make sure that they were well maintained. Another thing to consider when shopping for a high mileage car is to really just ask yourself, what are your goals with this vehicle from a mileage or a timeline perspective? This is something I always talk about in my personalized consultations. But just stop for a second and think, okay, I need a new car. How long do I want to keep this car for? And be honest with yourself. The average person is in the new market for a car every 36 months. So if you just think in 4 years, you're gonna be done with this thing, your family's gonna have outgrown it, say, okay, I need a car to last me for 4 years. Then ask yourself how many miles you drive a year. The average driver drives 12,000 miles. So if you're average, you'll be right there. If you're a little below, maybe you're closer to 10,000 miles. So you need a car to last you 4 years. You drive about 10,000 miles a year. So we're talking about putting about 40,000 miles on this new vehicle. So do I think a car with 160,000 miles on it is too many miles? Maybe not. I think there's no reason why that car, if it's well maintained, can't make it to 200,000 miles. So just take a minute and ask yourself how long you want to keep it for and how many miles you really think you're going to put on it, and then kind of decide where you need to be on a mileage limit. I think another really big misconception with pre-owned cars is that they don't have the same safety and technology features found on the newer cars. And yeah, I mean, you could make the argument that every year cars are getting more and more tech, but as far as the safety features are concerned, in my opinion, they've kind of plateaued around 2017, 2018. In fact, as of May 1st, 2018, every new car is required to have a backup camera, and almost every manufacturer has now made crash prevention technology standard across their lineups and trim levels. Plus, the benefit of shopping pre-owned is you can likely get a higher trim level than you would be able to if you were shopping new. So Do I think that new cars are safer than used cars? Like I said, I think after 2018, they all have the same crash prevention technology on them. And you can look up the crash scores from those pre-owned vehicles as well. So no, I really don't. Okay, so now let's talk about what kind of car actually can achieve a $400 a month payment. We have a really helpful free tool on our website, and it's a car payment calculator. But why I think ours is so great is because it actually allows you to work backwards. So let's look at an example together. If I want to be at $400 a month, that likely means I'm going to be in the used car market. Now, as of March 2023, the average used car interest rate is between 9 and 11%. I know. Hopefully you're watching this in the future and like things are better, but we have to stick with what we currently have. So that's going to maybe put us around a 9% interest rate. Depending on if sales tax is put into the loan in your state, you can include sales tax there or you can skip it. You can also control how long you want to finance this vehicle for. With this being a used car, I don't really think a bank would probably allow more than 6 years on the financing, so we're going to keep it there. If you had a trade-in, you could put the information here. Down payment, kind of up to you. It's going to be kind of situational, but if we don't have a down payment, we don't have a trade-in, to get a $400 a month payment, financing it for 6 years at 9% interest, we need to be at around $22,000. So for the most part, if you put a little bit of money down, if you get a little bit better of an interest rate, to achieve a $400 payment, you're looking at being between that $20,000 and $25,000 price range. So now that we know the benefits of shopping a pre-owned vehicle, and we know to get a $400 payment, we need to be between $20,000 and $25,000 a month, depending on your situation. Now you're probably wondering which cars I recommend in that price range. I like to look at things like availability, reliability, affordability to kind of curate this list. So I have 4 different cars that I want to suggest, but I want you to keep in mind that you can find a $400 payment almost with any car depending on the year, the mileage, and the condition. So I'm going to give a list of available options, but just remember you need to stick to that budget and you need to find a car that was well maintained. Number 1, the minivan with the best reliability, but unfortunately some of the lowest inventory, is going to be the Toyota Sienna. I think this is such a great minivan. They run for forever, but you're probably going to be ending up with a very pre-owned one. Minivans, really any big 3-row vehicle, holds their value very well. So to get a Toyota Sienna within that $400 price range, we're probably going to need to be between the 2016 and 2018 model year. So one of my favorite websites for shopping used cars is on Edmunds.com. You can also use Cars.com, AutoTrader, Car Gurus. They all work well. I just find that Edmunds is the most user-friendly. This 2017 Toyota Sienna LE, look at this. No accidents, 2 owners, personal use. It comes with all of these great features down here. It's priced at $20,000. 2018, 109,000 miles. Seems a little high for mileage, especially when we had this 2017 that had half the amount of mileage. So even though this one's a year older, I'd still probably say this one is definitely the buy. I like to see mileage be consistent with the average driver. So like I told you earlier, the average driver is driving 12,000 miles a year. So to have a 2019, which is what, a 5-year-old car, have 100,000 miles on it, that means that that person was driving well above the average mile per year. So just something to keep in mind. Okay, the next family car I'd recommend for under $400 a month would be the Honda Pilot. Like Toyota, Honda also has good proven reliability, and the Pilot has been around for a very long time. Now, keep in mind they did change the body style of the Pilot in 2022, so we're looking at the previous version, but this car was still a family hauler. It's a good 3 across candidate, it has good trunk space, and even the old body was still one of the larger mid-size SUVs. So it's a really good car for families who are looking for a lot of space, but don't have the budget or don't want to make the jump to something full-size like a Tahoe or an Expedition. So to get a Honda Pilot in that $400 a month budget, again, we're kind of looking at being between that 2016 and 2018 model year with, of course, a couple of outliers. I mean, this is an incredible car. Someone needs to buy this. This is a certified 2021 Honda Pilot listed for $25,500, only 50,000 miles on it, no accidents, 1 owner. All-wheel drive, backup camera, leather. Someone should buy this literally today. Here's a 2020, 119,000 miles, so a little high on the mileage. 2021 with 78,000 miles, a little high but not horrible. A 2020 with 59,000 miles, so you can kind of see where we're at. Now, the next car on my list of cars to consider is the Ford Edge. The Ford Edge is one of my favorite 5-passenger cars for families just because it's a pretty big size one. It also has a great bench, good trunk space, and there are a lot of them in inventory. For some crazy reason, Ford has decided to discontinue the Edge, which I think is crazy crazy, but the good news is there's several in the pre-owned market and they're still a really good deal. So to get an Edge in the price range that we're looking for, we need to be between a 2018 and a 2021 model year. Ford has a ton of different trim levels, and those trim levels have a ton of different price ranges, so it's gonna kind of be a mixed bag for what we're looking at. Here we have a certified 2020 Ford Edge, only 28,000 miles on it, no accidents, one owner, listed for $22,000. That's a great car. Let's look at the interior. Someone should also buy this. I mean, look at this nice bench seat. A good 3 across candidate, nice leather seats, good features. I'm a fan. Okay, and then the last car on my list is the Subaru Forester. You guys, I love the Forester. It is another 5-passenger car, and it's smaller than the Edge, but it actually has a lot of good interior space. It's also a good 3 across candidate. It has good reliability, good inventory, and of course, great safety with the Subaru name. So to get a Subaru Forester in that $400 a month price range, we again need to be between a 2018 and a 2021. So let's take a look at some options. What I also like about the Subaru Forester is, especially if you're looking for all-wheel drive, the Subaru Forester comes standard all-wheel drive, so it's a really good feature that's already built into the price. This is a great car. Look at this, you guys. Certified 2022 Subaru Forester, 37,000 miles on it, no accidents, one owner, 25 grand. On the nose. Love. Here's another really good option, a 2021 Subaru Forester, only 29,000 miles on it, priced at $21,300. So as you can see, there are a ton of options for cars with a $400 price range. You just have to look a little older, a little higher mileage, but just rest easy that those cars still have my stamp of approval. Comment below what car you drive, what your car payment is, especially if it's under $400 a month, and let me know if you guys enjoyed this type of sit-down video, and I'll talk to you next time.